All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here 1 second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, so everybody can join in here 1 second. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. Happy tax day, even though it's in 2 more months. So July 15th is the new tax day. So anyway, good stuff here. So today we're going to be talking about continuing our conversation on detecting trend. And today we're going to be talking about Fib fans, the Fib Fan Lines. This is a cool one today. So before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and non-investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Well, first, what we're going to do is we're going to check, see where we're at the market, and then we're going to go over the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So here we are. So here's the SPX. Here's the monthly chart. Monthly chart is above the 50 monthly moving average, right? So we're still in the bull market territory here. We've recovered quite significantly so far in April from the cloud, right? Remember yesterday we talked about the clouds for trends. We've talked about trend lines, right? We've talked about moving averages. We've talked about clouds. Today we're going to talk about Fib fan lines. So it's going to be pretty cool stuff. So anyway, here we are in this territory here, still below the monthly mid Bollinger Band. From here, we look at the weekly chart, right? So we're still below the 30 weekly moving average, right? That's a key change in composure type level from the from our discussion on profiting in bull and bear markets. What we are though is we're working our way up here from the bullish engulfing week, right? On the back here, right, on this week right here, we were also oversold a little bit on the RSI on that. We got some follow through in that. It was a tough week between here, but we finally got some upside movement on that. Now we're kind of a doji week right now with 2 trading days left in the week. So this is where we are. I know it looks a little bit messy right here because we've been adding some stuff on our discussion this week, but here we've broken out over the downward trend line right here where the trend is now up, right? So we're now following this upward trend line, and also the 8 EMA is above the 21 EMA. So, we're generally working our way up. We're bullish until proven otherwise. Now, today tried to prove otherwise a little bit. We had a gap down. We're down 62 points today. And but we still have space, right? So, not like we're 100% committed long right now, position wise, but we are still following this up and looking for intraday moves that set up to the long side like that, right? So pretty cool stuff. So we're going to track this trend line and see where that goes. Let's take a look at the price action from today. So it was pretty interesting, right? It was actually kind of a choppy day, right? We were up yesterday, kind of a bull trap from yesterday, right? If you go to yesterday, you had this this big green candle gapped up, right? Everything's awesome, right? But we know that we were heading right into resistance here, which was prior support, right? So we came down there. We actually did a little lotto idea in the group today, and some folks did nicely on that on the gap down. But after that, it was just a kind of a gap. We pushed down a little bit at the open here in the first 15 minutes, and then we chopped around. We worked our way out. We just chopped around, right? We stayed in the 15 orb range today. So a bit of a choppy day, but here are the levels that we provide to our members before each market open. So let's get those pulled up here for April 15th. Okay, so let's get this zoomed in here. Okay, so you can see how important these levels are, right? So what was pretty cool is that we actually had a closing gap below and a prior closing gap. And so those levels become very, very interesting levels of interest. That's why I give them to our members, right? And so we broke down right here. We had a triangle breakdown. We shorted right here. And we finally found support at that closing gap. Kind of tested, kind of kept on getting higher lows here today, right? Higher high, higher low, kind of held, and then worked our way up, right? So even in this mess right here, we were still able to work our way up. We tested this gap right here and then just basically chopped around these levels for a little bit into the end of the day. So pretty cool day today. And anyway, that's where we're at. Let's take a look at the futures before we get started with this real quick. Let's take a look here. So the S&P futures down 10. So they're trying to work their way up a little bit. So that's good. So this morning, if you guys remember from the morning video, right, we were here, right? So for the past couple days, right, we were following this trend line up and we started to break down, right? We had this trend box right here, right? We finally pushed below that this morning. We were in the downtrend, and then you can see here in the open market, right, we started to it was a choppy session right there. When we finally got out of this trend line right here, we had a nice little confirmation over here. We got a push, came back, retested it, and then came back up again, right? And so now, right, we're basically in this, this fresh downtrend mode, and let's see where we're at with that. So again, here's the macro trend line from last night, essentially. So let's see if we get up there, but if not, here's our trend line here. So we go here, and we are trying to break above that right now. So you can see we just moved another 2 points to the upside. So let's see if the bulls kind of take charge and get this thing going up to see if we could test this macro trend line here. So that's what we've got going on here this evening in the future. So So good stuff. Okay, so today we're going to be continuing our conversation on detecting trend, right? We've gone over trend lines, we've gone over moving average, we've gone over clouds. So today we're going to go to Fib Fan Lines. Fib Fan Lines are really cool, right? It's a Fibonacci tool, and we've discussed it a little bit before. You can find it in Thinkorswim in the bottom right-hand corner right here. See where the trend line tool is? You can't see the pop-up because of my broadcaster, but it's the bottom left, second from the bottom. Okay, and you see right there it says Fibonacci fans. Okay, and it's a tool that you can get in TradingView if you guys use TradingView. But anyway, all you do is you click on this, and it gives you this cool tool, right? It kind of gives you these crazy fan lines, right? And these are actually all spaced out by Fibonacci's, right? You can edit them. You can go in. You can change the colors of them. I made mine dotted lines. You can add Fibonacci's, right? So I could add a curve here. I could do the 0.786. Okay, you could add that there. You could even add the 1. I mean, one's not really, well, one actually is a Fibonacci number. Anyway, so you can add those. You can see how I just added those in here, right? I didn't make them the same colors as everything else, but it kind of just gives you an idea, right? But I'm going to remove those right now just because I don't typically use them. So give me 1 second here. Move. Okay. And we're just going to keep it like that. Okay, so I basically just use up to the 0.618, or just kind of like your golden ratio, right? So cool stuff. So how do you use Fib Fan Lines? Well, the idea is you look for a pivot. So you look for a high and a low, and you go from there, right? So, we can take a look at it right here. I mean, you can go to this high right here. You start the Fib Fan Line here, or you can go here, right? And so as long as you stay right within this Fib Fan Line or below it, right, the trend remains down. That's kind of the idea right here, because we had a high. We're going high to low, so we're basically looking for a trend to the downside, right? So you kind of came up here, tested. It actually kind of makes it interesting here if we do add the 0.786. It gives you just one more element of interest. Let me get that. Let's get that here, there. We'll put the dots on that one. There we go. So let's make it like that. Okay, so you can kind of use that as well. I typically don't use that, but it is an interesting area. In fact, I am going to take it off just because it does distract me. So there we go. So anyway, we go like this. So if you stay within the Fib Fan Lines, right, the trend kind of remains right the same, right? So it's a great way to kind of plot potential areas of interest on it, right? So I did that by mistake there. 1 second. All right, there we go. Cool. So you can see here, as long as we stay below these Fib Fan Lines, right, the trend is down, right? So you can get bolder with it, right? You can change it around a little bit. So if I remove here, now that we have another fresh pivot right here, you can go from, say like here. You'll see it gets a little bit steep sometimes, a little crazy right here. But at this point, right, we saw today intraday, on the shorter term time frame right here. Once we went from this high to this low, right, we stayed below here, and once we broke above it, right, we started to work our way up, pretty nicely. So again, it's just a cool tool to use. Another option here is we can look at it to the upside here. So here we had, sometimes it gets really steep and it just doesn't make sense, right? But once you can find like a nice pivot level right here, like this, right, you can see how important it is, right? We came back up here, we went from this low to this high right here, and it gave you your base fan line right here, which is perfect, right? Because we came back down, we tagged it, right? This is before we even had a trend line. Well, actually, we would have had a trend line in place right here. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful when it has that nice confluence there with your trend line, right? It really gives you good, potential areas of support. So we came down, we tagged the trend line and the Fib Fan Line right here, worked our way up to the top of the Fib Fan Line, back down to the Fib Fan Line again, right, up to the mid Fib Fan Line, back down here, and this is where things started to change, right? We started to break down on the trend line. Exact same stuff, exact same methodologies that we looked at before, right? And then you could even go from this pivot right here, right, all the way to, down here, you could go here, right? And this is pretty cool, right? Because this actually lines up with our trend line as well. So again, let's keep an eye on this tonight and see how that goes, right? And this is using the intraday time frames right here. So it's pretty cool. Just try to configure it so it doesn't mess with your the way you see charts. Okay, so good stuff. Let's take a look and see how it looks on the daily chart. Let's go to the let's take a look at the SPX here, because this is pretty cool. So let's take a look here. So again, you can kind of see if we went from here. This is the December 2018 low. Oh, this has got a regular Fibonacci right there. Let's go to this. Get your Fib Fan Line here. Here, right, you can find any pivots you want, right? But you want to get one that kind of makes sense. Look at that. So beautiful, right? So we went from here to here, came back down, tagged the Fib Fan Line right here, back up again, chopped around through here, held this Fib Fan Line, and then look at that, just rode that Fibonacci all the way up here until, boom, it broke down out of this macro trend line here, this macro Fib Fan Line. Look at that, you got even a confirmation candle to give a move down. Okay, and then this is really cool. Right, you go to the high right here, and you go to this one. I found this one to be really neat. And you go to this level right here. Look at this. So on the way down, pretty cool stuff. Right, even the bounce right here couldn't get us above, because definitely couldn't confirm above just one candle above it right here. We stayed above, and I wonder if we just shift that over a little. Anyway, we couldn't get above this right here, and the trend remained down. And now you can see we've shifted above the Fibonacci's right here, and now we're working essentially on this trend up. So now we can kind of go here, right, at this recent little pivot high right here. Look at that. So not only this pivot high, look, we came right back down to the Fib fan line, and now we're kind of working our way up right here. So it's really, really cool stuff. It gives a different perspective of looking at things and a different way of looking at trend that is non, that a lot of folks aren't used to looking at. So anyway, good stuff. You can use it. Clearly, you can use it on the daily chart, but you could also use it on the intraday charts as well. So definitely a good tool. Hopefully, you guys find it helpful and you can find it to help your trading. That would be my goal. So good stuff. So I hope everybody is doing well. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window. We'll get through as many as we can. Try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. Had a few that were sent in here by Shirley. Let me make sure everybody can see. Okay, good. A few that were sent in by Shirley a little bit earlier this evening. So we've got Neo on the list. That's an interesting one to look at. So be careful, obviously, with the Chinese names, right? There's a lot of issues with fraud and things like that. So, but right now it is pretty much working its way up a little bit here, right? We do have a macro trend line there, so that is one, but that's pretty far away, right? So we have this trend line right here, right? We started to break above that, and we have this pivot right here. So we did close above it today, which is nice. We just didn't have the volume to really build a lot of confidence in, but it's a nice candle today, and you're about to get a golden cross here of the 8 and 21 EMAs. So this is definitely a good one to keep an eye on here. So so it could be interesting. mRNA. Oh my goodness, so I typed the wrong thing there. mRNA. Good stuff. Strong day today, right? So we talked about it, as it was coming up these levels. This ended up having a nice, strong close today. Watch out for the upper shadow on it, but it had good volume at the end of the day. So see if it can build from up here as it begins to test new levels. Okay, let's take a look at ZS. Zscaler. I tell you, some folks in our group really like this one right here, but nice close today. Good volume. Closed at the highs, right? And closed above all these pivot levels right here with some good volume. So let's see if it can work its way. Oh my goodness, guys. I got a sour grapefruit tonight. Excuse me. Okay, sorry. So we had a breakdown right here. Ooh. So this is the next level of interest, right? We also have this level right here, which could be interesting. So definitely keep an eye on those as this continues to look strong here. Wow. Okay, good. I'm back. All right. So let's see. So all right, let's take a look at Chewy. So Chewy doing pretty good, right? Had a great Friday last week. Inside day, right? Put an upper shadow here, a little gravestone doji, but low volume, right? And then gave a nice move today as it continues to work its way up. So that's definitely a good one to keep an eye on there into tomorrow. Let me see if we can put that on the radar for tomorrow. Woo! Wow, it's like eating a lemon. Oh my goodness. All right, so cool. So so Chewy looks interesting too. So let's definitely keep an eye on that one. All right, good stuff. And let's take a look at PLT. Wow, yeah, PLT, nice candle today. Good hammer, good volume. Closed over a lot of levels right here. Looks like it's trying to break out a little bit, right? These levels right here are going to be important for it to get out of too. So, it might just be kind of building a cup and handle type pattern here. But I do like the volume today. I like the hammer on it. So good stuff on that. The Nest, what's happening? Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at Docu. Yeah, Docu had a pretty good day too, right? It closed right at this megaphone area right here. So a little sketchy, because of that, but just kind of see how it holds today's highs. Maybe it could close above that with some good volume and try to continue to work its way up. It's a good, kind of social distancing type stock, right? So ATVI also a strong close today too. Good volume. right? Closed above this major level right here. ATVI can be tricky, guys, right? It can give some big candles like this, right? And then do some funky stuff with its shadows in there. So just a little thing to be careful on there. Guild. 100 calls for January. That's what I'm talking about. So Guild is basically in this crazy diamond pattern right now, right, from earlier. So let's see if we can get a breakout candle on this one way or another. But definitely looking interesting on that one. LVGO. Nice candle day. Good close. Good volume. Okay, and I believe, yeah, it's working its way up here. Watch this this prior congestion zone right there. It could be watch that as potential resistance. But see if we can close over that if it wants to get stronger today. But yeah, definitely a good kind of health name right there. CODX, getting toit, right? Co-diagnostics. Okay, so the triangle kind of expanded a little bit over the last couple days. So we got this going on. Let's just keep an eye on it, see if it gives a breakout candle out of one of those. And then ZM. Yeah, Zoom looks really good. I think Zoom looks pretty good here. Good volume, closed nicely above this pivot, this level right here. So it looks like it could be working to attack these levels right here, this high that's seen in the breakdown, and then of course it's recent highs. So that's looking good too. I like Zoom. Raul, what's going on? ABT. Yeah, ABT looking pretty interesting right here. The only thing, right, just watch out this level right here. So that's the next area of resistance, right? So it really has to close about it. But it looks like it's trying to, it's got earnings coming up too. So just see how, it's drifting up after hours, which is good. It's actually over this level. So see how that earnings report goes, and if it gives anything interesting into tomorrow. And then BBBY, I think, is another earnings one too. If you gap above that, might see a gap and go. BBBY had some earnings tonight. I think it was actually pretty good from what I remember. Yeah, it was a decent little pop, but it didn't even get over really today's highs. So just see how that goes in tomorrow. Look for a potential 15 orb trade on that one. In general, though, over the 650 level could start to get interesting for Bed Bath & Beyond. And then Roku. Yeah, good candle today. A little less volume than yesterday's red candle, but you had a big gap yesterday. So it did show that it wants some strength. It held the 50-day moving average. It gave you an outside day today. Just watch out for some potential cloud resistance there. And then Netflix is just up in price discovery mode now at all-time highs. Crazy stuff, right? So I wouldn't chase it here, right? That's 3 big days in a row. Now I know it's like 3 white soldiers right there, and that's bullish. But these are big range days in a row. And we have some big volume. Now it might still drift up here before earnings, but just kind of keep an eye on this thing here. It is bullish until proven otherwise. Just watch it for kind of its all-time high price discovery stuff. So just be careful with that one. Personally, I wouldn't chase this one here. But if it gives us an intraday setup, obviously it's bullish until proven otherwise. So that could be interesting. So, well, what's going on? Tesla, let's take a look. Yeah, Tesla's hanging in there, right? So we're, obviously we're trending up, right, which is good. We're in the cloud right here. We talked about that yesterday. The cloud can sometimes be like a little bit of a kind of a sticky situation right here. So let's see if we can break out of the cloud here and continue to work its way up in there. If it can, right, I wouldn't be surprised to see Tesla get to 1,000, just because it's Tesla. Amazon, again, all-time highs on Amazon as well. Pulled back a little bit with the volume today, a little bit of an upper shadow day. Let's see how it holds there, but it can still continue to work its way up. 2350, 2370, also possible areas on Amazon. Shop, big gap up, inside day today. See if it takes that inside day up and gets over this pivot. That's going to be an important one to keep an eye on too. ZEK, what's going on? Boeing. So Boeing gave a nice little breakdown this morning, and then it couldn't hold, right? But it had some great price action today. Look at this. It had a nice little short opportunity this morning, which is fun, right? And then you had this nice little inside 15 where it's like, wait a second, I think I want to go up today, right? And it gave a big move up today, of course, drifting down after hours, but a huge move up there today on Boeing. So just see how it holds. I put a fresh channel on this one, so let's just see if it can kind of hold, because it's been holding this trend line. This channel is like, support. So let's see if it can kind of hold this channel, and then maybe it'll continue to work its way up there. So kind of keep an eye on that. And then RAD, Rite Aid. Weekday today, it broke down out of the cloud, but it is holding the 50-day moving average. So to see if it continue to hold that one. And then Kroger. Kroger held the 8 and the 21, right? So now basically it's in this another crazy, these Corona stocks have done these crazy diamond patterns right here. See if we break out over that guy, right? Bullishly with some volume and then continue to work its way up. But, these grocery stores they're just busy all the time, right? Because it's the only place people can go. Anyway, so Starbucks, holding the 80 MA, 8 is over the 21, right? You had a little doji day yesterday, pulled back off of that. Let's see if we can get over that 50-day moving average. Oh, hey, Brian, what's going on? I hope you're doing great. Yeah, sorry, I just jumped right into the chart right there. Square, yep, hanging in there too. kind of is in this little pennant pattern right here. So just see how it triangulates in there. See if we can break out of there. CMG. Again, look at that 200 moving average is just like a resistance line right there. But right above it is a gap. So let's see if we can close above this and go for there. Guys, CMG likes to respect its Fib Fan Lines, by the way. Just, we've talked about it before. But when it was Fib Fanning up, every time it hit a Fib Fan Line, it was like bounce, 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 and then it hit this Fib Fan Line, bounce, hit that Fib Fan Line, all the way down to this Fib Fan Line, right? Back up again, right? It's pretty cool stuff. I love when the 200 moving average corresponded with the Fib Fan Line right there. That gave a real nice move. So we've had a sharp move up here. It's got earnings coming up pretty soon. Let's see if we can close above, like I said, the 200 in the cloud, and then see if that gets any movement to the upside there. And then V. Down 8 points today. The financials got hit today, right? So, but it is working on this crazy upward channel right here. So it is, despite all this mess, it is bullish to proving otherwise, but it's certainly trying to prove otherwise. So see how it holds that channel low. Good stuff. AM Vids, what's going on? Good to see you. SPCE. Yeah, SPCE had some nice moves today. It ended up being up $1. It couldn't close above the 50 moving average. I was hoping it would, but some good volume the last couple days too. So something to keep an eye on there. And then VLO is a potential short idea. Yeah, you're getting a death cross right here on the 821 EMA, right? Good volume, red candle. I like it. I'm putting it on the radar for tomorrow. Good one. That's good. Good stuff. Micah, what's going on? Hey. Matt, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Micah, yeah, Tesla and Amazon. Yeah, so Tesla, again, Tesla's in the cloud. So, but it's still holding up right there. You got cloud support below. Let's see if we can break out of the cloud and try to work its way up. And Amazonius. Again, pretty strong stuff right here. It's over, right, the prior all-time highs. So now it's kind of like in a fresh zone right here. It's like a reset. So let's see if we can continue to hold this and, kind of check out the price action above those levels. So good stuff. Samira, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Netflix, yeah, let's take a look at Netflix. Again, Netflix, 3 white soldiers here. Very, very bullish. Tough to chase up here. We're not overbought yet on the RSI, so it might have a little bit of room to go, right? But it did close above its recent all-time highs and hit all-time highs today, which is pretty cool. So let's see if we can hold that, and then kind of go from there. Again, I'm not looking to chase this here in terms of like a swing type stuff. It had good volume today, but I'm going to look as it's bullish. I'll look for potential bullish setups tomorrow, right? Intraday, that type of stuff. So Bagash, what's going on? Jpmorgan, yeah. Hope you're doing well. Jpmorgan finally got some downside follow-through from yesterday's abysmal earnings day, and I'm surprised it held up as well as it did yesterday, but you got a gap down today and just kind of chopped around. So see how it handles these levels right here. I got an old Fib Fan Line on this one, so see if it comes. But you have the downward trend right here, so it might come back and test that and just kind of see how it handles those levels. ABT, we looked at a little bit earlier. Just watch out here, right, these highs. Okay, potential resistance, right? So it might want to do like a cup and then a handle and then break out. So just if it breaks out above with some good volume, right, it might be something interesting. We also have earnings coming up too. So tomorrow, I believe, tomorrow morning. So let's keep an eye on that one. NVIDIA inside day today. It is holding above the cloud. You can see here we have an upward trend line, or at least the geometric line, which is now an upward trend line. Oop. Here, right? And we're continuing to hold that. So see if we break the inside day up, and NVIDIA may try to work its way up to those highs. So good stuff. Jorge, what's going on? Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Glad that you made it back and are doing. Hope you're well and healthy. Bagish, yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, thank you. Oscar, what's going on? Lost you guys. So I ended up jumping down there. Venkata, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Samit, hey, what's happening? Thanks for making it. SMDC4S, President accounted for. Thanks for making it. Good stuff. Yeah, so Venkata, let's take a look at Boeing, right? So Boeing today, right? This is a key thing, right? So right now I've put a fresh channel on this one, right? So we're definitely holding some levels right here, and we bounced off it today, right? So there's even those intraday levels here were important too, right? That channel bounce right here today, right, got us all the way to the upside. If you kind of zoom in here on the 15-minute chart, look what happened. Inside 15 here right at the lows, and then we started to work our way up. Great reversal candle on that one today. So we'll see if this gets any follow-through today. It's in a mess right here, but see how it handles this this fresh channel that we've put up there. Trip, yeah, that could be interesting too. Big volume today, big green candle, lots of unusual option activity. Somebody's getting bullish on this thing, right? You have your trend line right here, but you also have kind of some geometric stuff right here. Right, we did close above this, so that's good. So this is one to keep an eye on, but the option's a little bit tricky on it. But it could be an interesting one to keep on the bullish radar because of all that volume and bullishness today. Microsoft inside day today. Okay, right at these levels right here. Okay, so it's finding low resistance, but it's hanging out over the cloud, so that's a good thing. And then Baidu, another Chinese name. Tough on these ones. This one's actually getting really, really tight. This is range bound right now, right? So we're in a range right here. We're in a trading range, okay? We just need to see if we can get a breakout candle out of there, one way or the other. Okay? Micah, can you show us what setting you use your Fib Fan Lines? Yeah, it's so I just go set it. I click on Fib Fan Lines, right? You go here, and I know you can't see the pop up. Let me see if I can get it pulled up for you. Give me 1 second here. Let's see if the broadcaster will let me add this. Give me 1 sec. Might be able to see this in a second. Hold on. See if I can find it. Let's see. Watch list, views, properties. There we go. Let's see if that helps you. Okay. So just timestamp this part of the video. You can always go back and look at it and kind of screenshot it and stuff like that. Yeah, but Fibonacci fans, right? So basically, I just have the three, the 0.382, the 0.5, and the 0.618. Right? You could add more. You could add the 0.76, the 272, things like that. But these tend to be pretty effective here. I've just made them this color, dashed lines, and a width of 2. But you can make it a smaller width. I just wanted to I made it a little bit bigger so it would stand out. So anyway, good stuff. So let me pop that off there. Okay. So good. Hopefully you found that helpful and could see it. So good stuff. Yeah, Heather, what's going on? Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Rahul, all good? Bruce, what's going on? X, let's take a look. Good to see you. Yeah, so X, interesting. Gap down today. Below 50-day moving average, kind of sandwiched here between your 8 and your 21 EMAs right here. This one's been tricky, right? So if you get a fresh trend line on all this stuff, let's do a Fib Fan line on it. Why not? So still trending down, right? Still bearish until proven otherwise. Let's get a trend line on this too. There's your lows. There's your levels right here. So basically we're trying to break above here. So basically, looks like last Wednesday's highs. So you can close above that. You got your 50 moving average. You got some cloud here. This one's got work to do. It's got work to do for sure. Venkata, yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. Brian, what's going on? KSS, let's take a look. Not KS. Capstone paper, interesting one though. Yeah, Coles. A little bit weak here. Here's the trend line. Here's the macro trend line. Right, like we said here, we want to close above these levels, try to get bullish again. Kind of this weak spinning topish days makes it really tough to trade, right? But it's holding the ADMA here with a doji candle. All right, so we'll see if it gets any move down. There's a gap below where if it does that, it could test the trend line right here, or it might start to get strong again eventually. It might just be range bound for a while, right? So see if it can close above or below those recent highs and lows. Good stuff. Blair, what's happening? Apple, let's take a look. Yeah, so Apple inside day closed above the 50 moving average. Nice volume yesterday. Couldn't get any follow through today. But see if this turns into like a jack in the box type trade, right? See if we get that. There's any strength off of that one. And then Domo, unless you're saying thank you in Japanese. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Domo, let's take a look. So good. Here, and there. Okay, so yeah, we closed above this level right here. This was good. Right, so last week, right, this is a nice close above this pivot level right here. That was the signal to get long, right, and now it's kind of working its way up right here. But it defended its lows today, had a little bit of a pullback, right, so see if we can hold that and kind of come up, and it might want to test the 50 moving average up there. So that could be interesting. Reed, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in, man. Trip, yeah. Samira, yeah, so Trip is interesting, right? So big volume today, good candle, right, tough one to trade. Right, so the options are really spready on this one, but they did buy some. There was some call sweeps on this one today, so this could be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Did it do anything after hours, by the way? No, it's kind of chopping around there. So yeah, so just kind of keep an eye on today's highs. See if we can get a push over that. Might give another move up to attempt to test the 50 moving average above. So good. Jay, salutations. Reed, cracking you up. I know. I need some honey or something like that. I couldn't believe it. I was like, goodness gracious, what's happening? Cherry, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. SPCE. Yeah, SPCE. So, decent moves the last couple days. Good volume yesterday. Didn't really get much follow through today and found a little bit of resistance here at the 50 moving average, that upper shadow today. So, just be careful with this one, but look at today's highs and see if it gets a push over that. mRNA was a nice one, right? Started to gear itself up. I liked yesterday's candle with some good volume, right? We had some resistance right here. It closed above all that today, so now we're in kind of price discovery world. Let's see where that is relative to all this right here. 1 second. Let's go to the weekly real quick and see what that looks like. Yeah. So weekly chart, looking pretty good, all-time high type stuff. So let's see. how the price action goes up here, the price discovery goes up there. And then Costco, yeah, so Costco gave a nice move the other day, so nice trade of the week idea yesterday. Good push. Now inside day today, so consolidating a little bit. So see if that can give an inside day up and start to test a couple other of these levels here. So good stuff. And then Nugget, yeah. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Nugget, pulled back a little bit. We had a red candle yesterday with some big volume. Pulled back, we're still holding the 8 EMA here. We're kind of in this range. Right, so let's look and see if we can get a bullish close over yesterday's highs, right? Because here's your trend line here. Okay, so it's just kind of starting the breakout process. Okay, good. Micah, what's going on? Yeah, so a Fib Fan on Amazon and Tesla. Yeah, let's take a look. So Amazonius. Let's go over here. Yeah, so Amazon, you can do a couple things, right? So you can do this low right here. Right, you can experiment with it a little bit, right? So we're coming up to a potential resistance area right here, right? So we can zoom out a little bit. We can go here. Just a little bit better. Okay, so that looks pretty interesting, right? So, again, obviously the trend was up. We came back down. We held this a little bit. Whoa, quick move down there, and then we're back in the Fib Fan line. So, it's coming up to test these levels. So just a little something to, to have some cautious on, some caution. You can even go crazy, right? You can go all the way back here. You can go to this pivot right here, back to 2016. Go there, right? And kind of see how it holds it. Look at that. It held here. Right now it's kind of at the top of the range, right? So see how it holds those levels. So very, very cool stuff, guys. Yeah, nice one on Amazon. And then Tesla, right? Let's take a look. Tesla's crazy. Okay, so I tried doing some Fib Fan Lines on this one recently, and I was like, no. And I just did a channel, right? Because Tesla's all over the place. But, we could go to these here. If you go here, it's going to give you this crazy steep thing, right? And that's just tough. It is holding it, though. It is holding those Fib Fan Lines, right? So, definitely the trend is up here. But if you go here, you're going to get something pretty interesting, too. Right? You're going to get something like this. Right? So, kind of cool stuff. And then, if you went here, right, you kind of projected a little bit of this. Right? It's kind of neat. Anyway, so Tesla's a little bit tricky here. Right? If I was going to go, like, kind of short-term type stuff, you might go, like, here to here. Right? You can see we are in this Fib Fan. So, you can kind of see how it holds that, too. Okay, so, it has been respecting those levels a little bit. So see how it holds those levels. Could be interesting. Again, bullish still proven otherwise. So good stuff. Oscar, what's going on? Roku. Yeah, so Roku had an outside day today, which means the highs of the day were higher than the prior day's highs, and the lows of the day were lower than the prior day's lows. And then it closed above it. That's pretty bullish stuff, right? The only thing is we're heading into some resistance right here, right? We got this pivot level right here, right? We've got the cloud right here. So nice candle day. It proved that this gap up was warranted. Right, and the intent is up, but now let's just kind of see how it handles those resistance levels. Okay, good. Jay CAG, looking pretty good here. Yep, definitely holding. Let's see here. I got some old Fib Fan Lines on this one too. Definitely holding trend. Right, bullish still proven otherwise on that one for sure. Inside day today, AWR. Looking like it's triangulating a little bit here for you. Okay, so we got this. Sorry, it's not a perfect connection right there. So look for a breakout of that way, one way or the other. CRWD. Okay, it's got a 200 moving average. The algos are like, oh, 200 moving average reverse. Right, so let's see if we can close above that. Right, but definitely been trending up here. Fresh high, fresh trend line. Right, so you go here, fresh high, fresh trend line. So definitely bullish to proven otherwise on that one. JNUG. Flatline. Just be careful with that one right there. I think there's a lot more going into like Nugget, stuff like that, but could be interesting as a 2x ETF now. CY? Why do you do this to me, Jay? Why do you do this to me? This is a. If you ever want to see anything trade in a horizontal line, you can trade CY on that one. Nice one. Brian, what's going on? Since you start drawing trend lines using your style, I haven't had a red day. Dude, that's awesome. Great. Good for you, man. Yeah, it really helps, especially even on the intraday time frame, you go SPY. Right? It just keeps you sane. So here it's like, okay, we're holding trend. It's going to turn into a channel right now. We're holding channel, right? Hold that, boom, boom, break down, right? Potential short, right? That type of stuff. It's great stuff, guys. I'm telling you. It's great stuff. Good. Glad, Brian. Thank you so much. What else? Michael, what's going on? Let's take a look. What we got? So you got work. Yeah, so work had a nice close today, guys. Thank you for bringing up work. Yeah, it looks really, really strong. Closed above all these levels right here. Good volume. You know, nice candle day. Let's see if we can get some follow through on that one. Dry. Darden restaurants. Yeah, not until the economy opens up again. These guys are going to struggle for a while. But here's your pivot, right, out of your downward trend line, and see how it handles that. Right now, it's just kind of range bound right now. But see if we can break out above that pivot. If not, it may come to the bottom of this horizontal channel. Beyond. Whew. Still in this congestion zone from back here, that range zone. So it's kind of just, it loves this level. I don't know. Beyond is just like a $75 stock. Just loves being there. So I don't know. It needs some more action, right, to get above it. At least the breakout candle would be good over yesterday's high. And then play. Hey, dude. Accelerator. Let's take a look. Here. Okay, there's your level you want to close above. Okay, otherwise a little bit bearish right here. It might come, some horizontal stuff. Then this one, yeah, this had earnings was not too long ago. It's holding up okay. Good stuff. Keith, what's going on? Jpmorgan, yeah. So Jpmorgan with the gap down today off of some bad earnings yesterday. So finally got a little follow through to the downside on that one. So see how it handles these levels, right? So we got these guys right here, old Fib Fan Line on this one. So see how it handles this way. You got your downward trend line right here. May come back and test that, right? And then see if it gets bullish again, like in the forever bullish market here. Jorge was good. Yeah, Jorge, yeah. LK is still, I know, it is down for the count. The last candle was back here on April 6th. So for 10 days, it's just been nothing, right? So it's halted for news, and the news is probably going to be it's delisted. So one of those type of things. So Sumi, yeah, let's take a look at CVS. Hanging in there. It's hanging in there. You got this going on here. So it's I'm generally kind of bullish to prove otherwise, right? But it's I'd like to see it close above yesterday's high. It would be nice. Kind of nasty pullback after yesterday. BGS, Biggs, B&G Foods, yeah, more good, yeah, more grocery store type stuff. Let's see if we can close above those levels right here. Upper shadow at prior resistance, and then RTX almost looks like an IPO, right? RTX though, yeah, okay, looks like we're starting to get some data on these ones right here. Yeah, down. And then basically for the count here. So just be careful with this one. Interesting how they finally merged some data on this. Keith, what's going on? Yeah, TSM. Yep, Taiwan Semiconductor. This thing is getting, I'm not even going to put a trend line. You can just see the triangle on this one, like almost like right away. So just kind of see how it handles that. See if we can get a breakout candle one way or the other on that. We got earnings coming up tomorrow after the close. So see if that may give a breakout candle one way or the other. Jorge, what's going on? You've been well? Good. Yeah, doing well. Do I do Forex? Yeah. We definitely look at Forex. We don't do it like in the group so much, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's all margin based, right? High leverage, but if you have a system that works, it's highly algo traded. Very, very, it can be very liquid, but it can jump around too. So you got to get used to it depending on which pair you like to trade. Obviously, the euro is the most liquid. You get the most leverage off of it, and you can catch some pretty good moves off of it. So pretty good stuff. Yep, we did Boeing 555 solid, but thanks for tuning in. We'll take a real quick look at it though. But yeah, Boeing. Check out this channel, okay? So we got this downward trend line here. We tried to break up, couldn't do it. Right, but now we got this channel working right here. So see if it holds these lows. Right. I like this intersection right here with the channel and the downward trend line and a green day today. Closed over the 80 MA. So see how it holds that. If we break down below it, then we might start seeing a test of those lows. But this thing, Boeing's a mess. Fundamentally, but but in general, it is holding this channel, right? So let's see how that holds. Hey, Samira, yeah, Ttm Squeeze. I don't. It does not fit my trading style, but it's cool. A lot of people really like it, right? So Ttm Squeeze, quick review. It basically is just taking your Bollinger Bands and your Keltner channels, right? And so when one breaks out of the other, I think it's like when the Bollinger Bands are contained within the Keltner channels or vice versa. I can't remember the exact one off the top of my head, right? That's where you get the squeeze, right? So that it starts to squeeze right here. But, you can see, here, like Boeing, squeezed, and then, then the squeeze, broke, and then it ended up going. I just don't really find any use out of it. And then he uses a momentum oscillator on it. And it's not, it's okay. Here was a squeeze right here, right? So, started to break down. The squeeze was released here to the downside, so you can kind of sit through the chop, and then it goes down. But at the same time, right? You could look for you don't even need it, right? Just put a triangle on it, right? And you break out of the triangle, you got the downside. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a cool tool. It can help with confirmation and stuff. A lot of people like it. I don't use it. But it can help people, and some people swear by it. So I mean, it's good, and it can be good for long-term perspective, right? If you put the squeeze, if we just go SPX, if you're managing like a big term, like your portfolio, right? This is one that's you don't have to put really much thought into what's going on, right? So in the market, right? So anytime anytime it goes in a squeeze, you can pull your money out, right? And and then once it releases, you can put your money back in, right? Or if it crosses the downside, you pull your money back out, right? If it goes back to the upside, you put your money back in, right? If it squeezes, right? If it's still bullish, right? You keep your money, that type of stuff. It crosses over, but here, look, you can see it crossed over here, and it's already doomed, at that point, right? So, but some people like it, on different time frames. I just haven't really found it to be to give any edge for my trading, so I don't use it. Jorge, yeah, cool, good. William, what's going on at Intel? Let's take a look. INTC. Intel, yeah, looking pretty interesting right here. A little bit of bull flag that we're kind of breaking out of right here, but also almost kind of sort of looking like a rising wedge, right? Just possible, right? It's a little bit of a mess right here, you can see. But see how it's handling this cloud right here. I'd like to see a breakout above that level right there. See it go. Watch how you're coming to a cloud cliff too. So it's just kind of in the blah zone right now. Jorge, yeah, we did BA. Yeah, cool. Keith, yeah, Piton. Nice candle today on Piton. Nice candle. Nice candle the other day, too. Great follow through today. So, again, this is a real nice close for Peloton, right? Definitely looks like it's working up for a shot at its all-time high on that one. So, I guess people were ordering it, work it out from home, that type of thing. So good stuff. Cherry, yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. Micah, yeah. How do you determine where you plot your points? Well, it's kind of like a little bit of an art form on it, right? But you go to a high pivot to a low pivot, so a peak to a trough, right? So here you could put like a peak to a trough right here. Obviously we broke above it right here, but it's interesting how it held that level for a little bit. And then you can just kind of see. I mean, you don't want to go too steep, right? Because it'll never hold. You can go here as a peak to a trough, right? Peak to a trough, and we're kind of coming up to that Fib Fan Line right here. Just stuff like that. You can get a little bit creative with it, right? So you got this one right here too. So we broke out above these levels, right? If you were following this Fib Fan Line down, you're following this thing down, right? It was actually before here, but if you went here, right, you would have followed it down here too. Would have brought it down there. So you just got to experiment with it a little bit, but that's kind of the peak to trough can give you some good clues, right? I mean, right now is tough because we're just in epic up mode, right? So I mean, here you could even put it here and just to kind of see how Peloton handles that, something like that. It's a pretty cool tool. I like it. Sumit, yeah, USO and KMI. Yeah, so USO. I mean, just down here's your trend line. See if you can get above that. And then KMI, Ttm Jpmorgan, possible doji. So inside day down today with the doji, right? With this trend line here. So again, here's the level you want to get above. There's the trend line it might want to slide down. So you got that. Tracy, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, CRWD. CrowdStrike. Interesting, it has a fresh 200-day moving average. It's already finding it as a little bit of resistance. So you can close above that, and then you've got this level up here that may be of interest. So good stuff. Jay, you're so funny. You're all good. RM, what's going on? INSG, strong like bull. INSG, let's take a look. Insigo, yeah, Enfuego. A little bit overbought here on the RSI. It might be run out of steam, but this thing is on fire. This was moving like some options that we trade. So anyway, yeah, from $5 to $12, a nice double on that one, but holding up pretty well right here on that one for sure. Brian, yeah, my pleasure. Samira, yeah, my pleasure. Micah, yeah, my pleasure. Bruce, yeah, TLT and PCG. TLT. Could be interesting right here. Possible triangle right here, but if you had that triangle here, right, we may be breaking out above it, right? So definitely keep an eye on it right here. It could be important. There's a key level to get above. And then PCG. I have no idea how this even exists as a tradable entity, but but here it is. Here it is nonetheless. So it got above this trend right here. Nice strong close right here. Nice gift horse trade the next day with a gap up, kind of consolidating right here. Now let's see if it can handle the macro trend line. It's good stuff. Jorge, thanks so much, man. You too. Good stuff, guys. Wow, that was a long session tonight. But good stuff. Great chart requests, everybody. Great questions. Appreciate it. It's a cool topic tonight. I hope you guys found it helpful, and I hope you guys find it helpful for your trading. I hope everybody has a great evening. We'll catch you guys tomorrow morning on YouTube on the daily market or the Good Morning Market Prep. And hope to see you there. If you guys are new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. And whether you're new or not, please hit the like button. We always appreciate that. And you can check out the links in the description too. So I hope everybody has a great evening. Good night, Heather. Good night, Bagesh. Hope everybody has a great evening. Stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.